Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And all I can say is, you heard it here first. When we looked at Shona Robinson's budget last December, we said that hike in tax is only going to exacerbate a problem that already exists, and that is that Scotland's taxes are higher. Now, her proposals are to put them even higher still, and with rising costs across everything else. I said that it would lead to a hiring crisis, that there would be people moving south, either leaving the country or moving south to be registered south to reduce their tax, and that also it would be harder to recruit into Scotland. So we're sitting here just over a month later, and economists at the accountants Earnst And Young have published a report saying exactly what I said 6 weeks ago when we first heard the budget. It's nice to be right, and I was first. So we'll take a look at this to see the terrible news and literally awfulness of what is to come, thanks to the mishandling of the economy by a woman with an IQ of 86. Here goes. Unfortunately, one of the side effects of when you've got a very low intelligence person is that person often fails to see the consequences of what they decide or what they do. Their actions always have consequences, but they cannot foresee them. And that is certainly the case with Shona, although everyone else sort of said, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. It was clear. It was obvious. It's happened before. And she must have been told, she must have been advised that this is the situation, which is bad, and if you do this, it will get worse. And she's nonetheless gone ahead and done it, which means it must have been a deliberate decision to ensure that nobody with skills and talents wants to move to Scotland. And you're already in Scotland suffering from the impacts of prior policy. This is why there are a lot of vacancies, particularly at the sort of mid-level and upper positions, because it's unattractive to work in Scotland now because of the tax situation, and it's about to get a whole lot worse. And we're going to have a look at this, but with the economy already in the doldrums in Scotland, this is going to shrink it, because you need the entrepreneurs, you need the investment, you need people willing to go to Scotland, take the risk, reap the rewards, and create wealth and jobs. And this budget is doing the complete opposite to attract those people. So high tax Humza Yousaf slated, as he has given a stark warning about UK tax disparity and the economy impact. Now, we know it's bad, but it's when you go into the detail here, which we will, very briefly, I'm not going to go into depth, but you'll see how bad it's going to get. Economists Earnst And Young warned that the Scottish Government is risking an economic slump by hiking up taxes, with recruiters already struggling to fill vital roles in the NHS and in schools, but also companies in sort of senior management positions. You want someone who's good. Why would they go to Scotland to pay more tax when they can get a similar role in England and pay less? High tax Humza Yousaf has been warned that his decision to hike up taxes and increase the disparity with the rest of the UK is damaging employers' ability to recruit talented staff from outside Scotland. Economists have warned that the tax gap is a major concern for businesses. And don't forget that come March, Hunt is likely to reduce the tax burden in England, making that difference so much bigger. Deputy First Minister Shona Robinson announced a new tax band in her budget, and also increased the amount of those earning $125,000 have to pay to the public purse. She claimed that this was a progressive system, forcing those who pay more to contribute to spiralling benefits, public services and freebies such as tuition and prescriptions. They're not free, they're very, very expensive, and ultimately everyone is paying for them with a damaged economy. This is what they don't see. You have to look at the holistic positioning, and they don't see it because, they're not very bright. Workers coming from England and Wales are becoming increasingly reluctant to move north of the border as they face being hammered by higher taxes. And if they earn more than 28,850, this is according to a damning report by Earnst And Young, who also estimated that Scotland's economy is growing far more slower than the rest of the UK. Warnings have been issued by employers and businesses about the SNP executive decision to increase taxes again, just a year after they already did. And it will make it harder to attract key workers to fill roles in the NHS and the education system, as well as Police Scotland. And middle earners will also be stung by higher taxes. Earnst And Young published its Item Club economic forecasting report and indicated that Scotland's rate of growth, and this is important, it will lag behind the UK in the coming years, so it's a multi-year lag. And it also warns of fiscal tightening for 154,000 higher earners as a result of tax hikes unveiled by Miss Robinson. This will drive people south of the border. This will stop people coming north of the border. This will stop investment. This will stop expansion. It will cut growth and the economy will shrink. But she's a genius, apparently. The publication said, in what is already a constrained labour market in Scotland, the incremental increases in income tax have created a meaningful tax cross-border divide, which includes a significant number of NHS professionals, senior teachers and other civil servants. This is now a major concern for employers in Scotland looking to retain talent in an already tight skilled labour market. And indeed, it's already been noted that some people living in the north of England will not move to Scotland to take jobs, or at least, they'll take the job in Scotland, but they won't move to Scotland to do it. So they're increasing their, their commute, which goes against Scottish transport policy. But as they say, it's cheaper for them to commute than it is to live in Scotland because, hey, ka-ching, tax. According to the report, Scotland's gross value added, the GVA, which is the key indicator of the health of the economy, will grow by 0.7% in 2024 compared to 0.1% last year. It's expected to rise by further increments of 1.4% in 2025, 1.6% in both 26 and 27. But economists highlight that this growth lags that of the wider UK, which enjoyed a 0.3% increase GVA to 2023 and a 0.8% rise predicted for this year, as well as a 1.9% rise in both 2026 and 2027. It's led to criticism from opposition critics who blasted the SNP's policy, because of course they will. You're just taxing people because you think tax works. That's the only thing that woman's got. Tax and cuts. She doesn't know how to invest. She doesn't know how to boost an economy. She doesn't know how to target because she lacks the imagination. You need intelligence to have that imagination. She can barely function as a human being. She can barely operate a shoe. What hope is there for a woman of such limited intelligence to be able to perform the complex task of running a multifaceted economy? It's just beyond her. And the people of Scotland are going to suffer for it. But hey ho, the SNP keep voting people like this in, and so they get what they deserve. And the whole economy is shrinking. Sad, isn't it? Sad that you do this to yourselves. Stop voting for these people. Anyway, I shall round that one off there. We'll come up, we'll finish this video, but it is just so typical that, if there's anything more stupid than Shona Robertson, it's the average SNP voter, because they keep voting for her. Coming up. High taxes always destroy economies. You can tell them about the Laffer curve, but they'll never understand the Laffer curve. You can tell them about the consequences, but they don't see the consequences. All they see is, if I put the tax up, I'll get more money. And that's not how it works. Everything is interconnected. There is this holistic, sort of universal fluidity of an economy where taxes play a part, investment plays a part, attraction plays a part, all sorts of things. Pushing one area can harm another. Pushing another area can raise all. It's just so complex. Chaotic, but complex, but to some degree foreseeable. And you know one basic rule is high taxes destroy economies. And until you can get it into the thick heads of these people, it is never going to work. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this one. Do please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and I will speak to you later. Bye.